So you wrote an equation. Where did you get this equation? How did you know that's what you were supposed to write?
So you had 24 cookies. You had to divide it by 6 people. So then you do 24 divided by 6.
And can you explain to me your drawing right here? What did you do to make sure that you...
I had 6 groups. Those 6 groups, those are my 6 people.
Yes.
And then I put dots in every single one until I got my whole number 24.
So you counted. So what did you find? How many cookies would each person get in your groups?
4 cookies.
So 4 cookies each group. So what can we say that we know?
So 24 divided by 6 equals 4. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 groups of 3.
9 groups of 3. So when we say 9 times 3, you know now that that's the same as what?
3 times 9 and 9 times 3.
3 times 9 and 9 times 3. But also, what did I call this whenever we're adding 9 plus 9 plus 9? Adding 9 3 times. Repeated
addition.
Repeated addition. So what have you done with your pennies?
I've put them in 3 groups, and then I put 9 in each group.
So what's the total of that? What is 9 times 3? How many pennies total do you have right there?
27.
27. So 9 times 3 is 27. 3 groups of 9. And 9 plus 9 plus 9 is also
27. How could I use that 10?
What did you say?
I said, how could I turn a 10 into 18?
How can you turn a 10 into 18? So what you're saying is you've got a 10, but if you give a 10 to group 1 or group 2, then there's not enough 10 for both to have one, right? So what could you turn that 10 into where you could give both of them a piece of that 10?
I could turn this into a 1.
You could turn your 10 into 10 ones?
Mm-hmm.
Or what else could you turn it into that you have down there right now?
5.
How many 5s would go into 10?
1, 2.
Okay, how do you know that? How do you know 2 5s go into?
Because 5 plus 5 equals 10.
Okay. Now see, so you've traded in your 10. You give me your 10 and I gave you 2 5s. It's like I'm the banker.
I don't want this 5.
Okay, so you've got that 5. Can you share it equally between the 2 groups?
No.
So what do you want to turn that 5 into?
For some 1s.
Some 1s. Okay. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I just gave you 5 1s for your 5, and you still have these 3 1s. So what did you do on the last part with your 8 1s? How did you know how many to give each one?
Well, I counted up my 1s, see how many I had.
And you had 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then what did you do to see how many to go in each group?
I knew I had 5s, they were 10s. So I counted up from the 10s, like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Great. So, and how many did each group get?
They each got 9.
Okay.
3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42.
How many times, let's look at, so you've made your 3 groups.
$14 in each group.
14 in each group. Well, let's check your work by working it out the standard way. So 4 divided by 3, how many times will that go into that number? Once. So in our tens place, we want to write a 1, right?
A 1.
In our next step, so we've divided, we've multiplied 3 times 1. Now we're ready to subtract. So what is 3 times 1?
3 times 1, it would be 3.
Okay. So the next step is to subtract.
Subtract 1 from 3.
Subtract, you said 3 times 1 is 3, so subtract 3 from 4.
That would be 1.
Okay, can you write it?
1 right here.
Subtracting 4 minus 3, so you need to write your 3.
3.
And draw your line, because you're subtracting. Subtract the minus sign. Okay, 4 minus 3.
4 minus 3. It would be 1.
Okay.
Put my 1 down here.
And now our last step is to bring down this 2. So bring down the 2.
That would be 12.
Now we've got a new problem. 12 divided by 3.
12 divided by 3.
We have to think about our multiplication facts. No, leave this. We're thinking about, we're just working it out. We're just checking our work on where you made the 3 groups. Where you shared 42 equally between these 3 groups, and you said it's 14, so we're checking our work. 12 divided by 3. So think about this like multiplication. What times 3 equals 12?
3 times 4.
3 times 4 is 12. So then in your ones place, you have 4. So you divided 12 divided by 3. You multiplied, and you said 3 times
4
is 12. So you're ready to subtract. 12 minus 12.
Minus 12. 12 minus 12.
Which would be
0.
0. So were you right? Whenever you shared your Legos equally between 3 groups, how many were in your groups?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. And when we worked it out, you got
14. I want to build 4 dog houses with 20 Legos. How many do I have to use?
Okay, so you've got 20 Legos to build with, and you want to make 4 houses. How many do you get in each house? So what are you doing first?
20. I got my 20 Legos. I want to put them in groups.
Okay.
I have 4 groups.
How would you write your word problem if you were writing it like an equation, like we've been working on in the sessions?
I would do this. 4 divided by 20.
Okay. Now you're going to show me in your 4 groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would the answer be to 20 divided by 4? How many pieces do you get to build each of your houses? 5. Do you really think you could build a Lego house with 5 pieces?
Well, it's possible if you just put your mind to it.
Okay.